Hi Libra, it's Maggie the Irish Gypsy, and this is your general reading for the last half of September 2019. This is for the air sign of Libra, Libra Sun, Libra Rising, Libra Moon, if your Venus is in Libra, or if you're cross-watching for Libras as well. Although general readings always resonate a little differently for everybody watching, so make sure to watch all your signs videos if you know them and if you can. It can be helpful in creating a bigger picture and providing additional clarification. Thanks to everyone for joining us here today. Welcome to any newcomers. Welcome back to followers and subscribers. Thanks for taking the time today to tune in, for sending in, those of you who do, all your support, feedback, comments, likes, shares, and subscribes. I will take it all. Thank you so much. And always, of course, a big note of gratitude to all of my clients. How there it's because of you that I'm able to continue doing what I do, both my regular clients and my new clients. You keep me busy, and also I've been noticing the last handful of weeks or so how many of my clients are returning. So do return time and time again, and I'm honored by that. I'm always conscious of the fact that it takes a certain amount of trust in our readers and our psychics to look at issues which sometimes can be quite personal, and I'm humbled and honored by that. So thank you to those of you out there. You know who you are. If any of you are interested in a personal reading with me, you can click on the description link below for more info and contact details. You can email me directly at maggie1mcguire@gmail.com. I would be delighted to work with you. I can usually respond to initial inquiries either the same day or within the first 24 hours. And setting up the timing of the readings is pretty good too. I'm very blessed to be able to do readings full time. It's all I do, 6 days a week. So I work pretty hard. I'm pretty diligent at working with both your schedule and mine to set up the readings as quickly as possible. So message me, email me, and I'd be happy to work with you. All right, Libra. Let's see what the first half of September is bringing for you. We begin with the Emperor. Could be a father or father figure. For some of you, it might be an Aries, or somebody who shows up that way. Somebody who's very in control of things. Clarified by the Fool. Really different kind of energy for the Emperor. We have the Two of Cups. I'm getting the same feeling I did with water signs, love is in the air. Followed by the Wheel of Fortune. Wow. From the bottom of the deck, overall energy and focus is, for the last half of September 2019, is the Knight of Swords. I'm not laughing at you, Libra. I mean, I am, but not in a malicious way. It's actually more about the Emperor, whoever this Emperor represents, because this is... I think for many of you watching, if you're looking for a general reading for like work, job, career, this isn't it. This is definitely about a karmically connected, very strong, or soulmate relationship. Now, that soulmate relationship can be of a love romantic nature, or it can be just a kindred spirit, sisterhood, brotherhood, best friends kind of energy. And sometimes it can represent best friends which are transitioning into, a more romantic connection as well, in which, in my opinion, you have the best of both worlds with that. I actually, for relationships, prefer to see the Two of Cups than the Lovers. I mean, the Lovers implies choices. It implies a lot of heat and passion and drama sometimes, but I prefer the Two of Cups because it represents a connection on multiple levels, and definitely a karmically drawn together. You were definitely brought together, meant to be in each other's lives. God, Spirit, and your angels and guides. It's definitely a contract. I don't see this very often, but the Two of Cups is brought by the Wheel of Fortune here. This is God, Spirit, your angels and guides. We have no control over the Wheel of Fortune. We spin it and it lands where it lands. It's God. It's Spirit. So there definitely is a karmic reason for the two of you to be together, and karmic connections are in place because, for whatever reasons, on whatever levels, we achieve with this other person. Sometimes it's with somebody we don't even like at the beginning, but we achieve by our connection with this person a kind of a growth and evolvement and learning and opening up and transforming that we wouldn't get anywhere else with anyone else. That's the reason why God sets up or allows these karmic connections, is for the growth of us as individuals, whether it's in a romantic relationship or a different type of relationship. Sometimes those lessons are lifelong. We stay together, or sometimes go away and come back, go away and come back for all of our lives. And sometimes it's a specific lesson, and once that's learned, sometimes we separate. But the energy of that growth of course remains with us forever. That's the nature of the soulmate relationship, and it's so beautiful. The reason I was laughing is because here we have the Emperor. Here's the Emperor. Could be an Aries. Emperor has Aries energy. But whatever sign they are, I mean, this is a general reading, so I'm not specific about, what elemental sign or what gender, because there's too many of you watching to be that specific. But it's somebody who's manifesting as the Emperor. It could be you, Libra, or it could be this karmic connection relationship that you have. Because again, it doesn't have to be romantic. I feel it is for a lot of you, but not for all of you. So here we have the Emperor. He has an entire empire to run. And that's a huge job. It's kind of like President of the United States. I'm not going to go there with my personal opinion. It's kind of like President of the United States. Done correctly, it is actually the biggest job, one of the biggest jobs of servitude there is. Because they're in service. I mean, it's a huge title and responsibility, and you think of it as like a great big position, and it is. But you're actually in service to a huge amount of people. That's like the Emperor. He has an entire empire to run. Even more than a king. A king has a kingdom to run, and that's a big enough job. But an emperor has a collection of kingdoms. He has an entire empire. So everything he does, every change he makes, everything he signs, every decision affects a large number of people. And if he's the right kind of emperor, and he is showing in the upright position, then he has to be careful about every single thing he does, because it has an effect. So he's very measured, very thoughtful. He takes his time. Being the emperor also represents 1,000,000,008 details that you have to take care of, because you have to make sure the planes, trains, and buses run on time. You have to make sure the laws are in place or changed when they need to be, because society needs to run. There needs to be no breakdown, or there's chaos. So it's a huge job, and so he's all about control, structure, discipline, delegating, and making sure people answer back to him so he knows what's going on and can make the right decisions. The Empress is a perfect feminine partner for him, because she softens up his, hard edges, because he has to be that way. He's the Emperor. He has a big job, or he's learned to. In his life, the Emperor, he's gotten to where he's at by exercising this sense of control and self-discipline and everything that goes along with the personality and character traits that you need to be a good emperor. On his off days, his challenge is that he can be a little too direct, maybe a little too domineering or controlling, because he's in charge of a lot of things naturally, a huge number of things. So that just naturally bleeds into the rest of his life. So on his challenging days, he can be a bit of a stick in the mud sometimes. He tends to approach things from mostly a concrete place. So the reason I was laughing after giving this whole description of the Emperor, as I think the Emperor, whether it's you or whether it's the other person, is your soulmate or you're their soulmate. I mean, you're both soulmates together. But I think the Emperor is out of his element. If you're the Emperor, I feel like you're taking a big risk or a leap of faith with this relationship, because whether or not you consciously think about it in these terms, you can't get away from this connection, this karmic connection. You just can't. If you're the Emperor, if the person that you're involved with is the Emperor, they just can't get away from it. Maybe they've tried. Maybe you guys have had difficulties. I feel like I got this with, who was it? Some of the water signs. You were involved in a relationship with somebody who is a different personality type. If you're the Emperor, you're involved in somebody who's maybe more emotionally driven than you, or vice versa. And so for the Emperor to take a leap of faith with something that wasn't carefully thought out and planned, or wasn't all that logically based, he has a hard time doing that. But he's doing that because he's clarified by the Fool. And that's what I was laughing at, because he's such a grown-up, in control, responsible person, but there's this connection that the Emperor cannot get away from, and vice versa too. That whoever the Emperor's mate is, whether it's you, it's there. It's there, and it's meant to be there. I mean, this is just it. It just is. For some of you, the Emperor is taking a huge leap of faith, doing something he's never done before, or she, or in a different completely way, or trusting, if they've had a bad relationship or marriage before, that this is going to be different. That's what the Fool does. He steps off the beaten path. He walks in faith. He takes a risk. Why? To explore, to see what the potential and promise is, because nothing ventured, nothing gained, nothing risked, nothing acquired. To see what the promise and potential is. It could be fantastic. He's not really focused on the destination or the goal too much. He's focused on the path and the journey and everything that can bring, which is a huge leap for the Emperor, who's all about, this is the goal, this is what I want to accomplish, and these are the steps I need to take to make it there. Well, this is different. This is the heart. And you guys are stepping off the beaten path, particularly the Emperor, whether it's you or whether it's the other person, particularly them. They are just stepping off the cliff and going, okay, I'm going to try. You might be stepping off the cliff. Well, obviously, you're stepping off the cliff with them. The Knight of Swords is the offer coming in. Although, one of the other reasons I was laughing is because I feel like the Knights represent usually offers, opportunities, missions, and quests, because that's what Knights do. They deliver. So they often represent the speed at which something moves and the offer coming in. So I feel the Emperor is coming with this offer. And it's all about love and karmic connections, and logic is sort of a bit out the window here. But the Knight of Swords is very direct, to the point. He's very factual. And I feel like for many of you, Libra, again, whether you're the Emperor, whether your partner is, or the other person, I feel like they're agreeing to do this, to jump off the cliff, to kind of, and I don't know what that means. In a general reading, it could mean you've decided to get engaged, to get married. Maybe you had a bad failed marriage before, or they did. You swore you'd never do it again. And here you are. Why? Because you can't get away from this connection. I'm not sure what the risk is, because it's going to vary for all of you. But I feel like the Emperor is trying to present it, or maybe you are too, in this very factual, sort of linear way. And trying to, as the Emperor would, not hide or cover up, but trying to not make the whole focal point for it verbal, or, spend too much time on it, which is really what it's all about. It's all about that karmic connection. But we're all different people, and we all have different approaches to things. So if you could use the word cute to describe the Emperor, it's cute. It's endearing. It's seeing somebody who is not used to doing things like that, with all their maturity and all of their skills and achievements, stumbling over trying to do it, is sometimes touching and endearing, and that's kind of the energy that I'm getting here. Let's pull one more card, a clarification for the Knight of Swords. What is this offer about? Or what is being brought in? What is moving in here? What is the Knight of Swords delivering? Stability, security, safety. Could be marriage, the path to it. The Ten of Pentacles represents, Pentacles is earth energy. The Emperor is familiar with that. Earth energy, it covers everything in our life that deals with the actual structure of our life. What makes us feel stable and secure in the actual structure of our life. Money, finances, property, real estate, assets, or the efforts we put into things. The Ten of Pentacles represents security, stability which has roots. It represents the long abundance and safety and stability that comes from everything that went into building it. The long, slow accumulation of time and effort and resources, that you now have something that's long lasting, that's stable, that whose roots go deep, particularly in connection to home and family, because the Ten of Pentacles has a strong energetic connection to home and family, like family money, family business, family estate, long-term careers which end successfully, long-term marriages, long-term longevity, safety, stability, security. This is what either the Emperor is offering you or you're offering the Emperor. I can't imagine offering this to the Emperor because the Emperor has this, but it could vary. And he's doing it in a very Knight of Swords kind of way. Well, it would be best, and these are the benefits, and but lurking underneath all of that, it's this beautiful energy, the Two of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune. That's your reading, Libra, for the last half of September. I have to tell you, I love what I do. Some readings are more challenging, and some readings, it just looks like people are going through difficult times, and I always hope they don't resonate with too many people, but I mean, that's life sometimes. But I have to tell you, readings like this, and this particular reading so far of all the mid-months I've done like 2/3 of it. This is my favorite. It's lovely. It's beautiful. For those of you who are wondering whether to take the chance or not, if you're wondering whether to take the chance, do it. You can't go wrong with this one. So Libra, that's your reading for the last half of September. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it useful or validating. If it resonated with you, or if any of the videos do, and you'd like to take a deeper look at it, excuse me, and schedule a personal reading, click on the description link below for more info and contact details. I'd be so happy to work with you. I offer a wide variety of readings: love and romance, relationship compatibility readings, a variety of career, work, and finance readings, investments, personal reading as gifts for friends, family, or loved ones, 6 and 12-month life overviews if you'd like to take a look at what's coming in all the main areas of your life for the next 6 or 12 months, depending on how far ahead you want to look, and a few others as well. For those of you who are interested in reaching out, I look forward to hearing from you. I will see you all again in a couple of weeks for the October 2019 general readings. Until then, as always, I wish you much joy, blessings, peace, and strength in your life. Take care, Libra, and I hope to see you back here again soon. Bye-bye.